to be great, yeah. And we gon' make it all the way. We don't care what they all will say. Don't listen to the hate, no, listen to my face, yeah, we like to go.
Put me on ESPN, yeah. Put me on top of the 10, yeah. Pilots again and again, yeah. No, I ain't here to make friends, yeah. Taking it straight to the bank, yeah. I'm like a shark in a tank, yeah. And if your girl misbehave, yeah, I'll give your girl a mistake, yeah. That's making me out of my head, yeah. I don't belong in my bed, yeah. I should be famous instead, yeah. I will not stop till I'm dead, yeah. Never let them hate, tell them I'll be great. It's gotta be my fate, you can take it to the bank. I just wanna get it while I get it. When I get it, I'll be damned if I'ma let it get away. Without a fight, I got a plan, yeah.
We gon' make it all the way. We don't care what they all will say. Don't listen to the hate, no, listen to my fate, yo. Destined to be great, yeah. And we gon' make it all the way. We don't care what they all will say. Don't listen to the hate, no, listen to my fate, yo. Yeah, we like to go hard.
I work blind, got vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be. And when my mind turns sour with the painful scenes, I need to scream out loud, I can't stop me. I wanna be the greatest like Rocky. You know I leave them all hating like a hobby. I'm out here making moves like a lobby. And if you ain't with me, it's your loss, see. I got my mind on the facts, I'm a python, grab what I like real fast. Stroke until I have everything I attack, everything that I lack, everything that I want, and I see, matter of fact.
Cause I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed, and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind you know I'll always manifest it.
Hello, and welcome to my Minority Matter. My name is Rick, and let's get this show started. Happy Thanksgiving 2025 was an awesome Thanksgiving. My goodness, I am stuffed like a turkey. Literally. I am so full. I am so tired. I was even late for my show. That's how tired. I'm even yawning. Tell you, it was a great meal I had over at my friend's house. She cooks amazingly well, and I had a great time. Good food, great desserts. Like everything was just on perfect. It was perfect. Like I couldn't say anything bad about it. Like my friend, she cooks so good. I love eating her food. I Every time she cooks, it's always amazing. And this Thanksgiving was like a buffet. I was like, oh my God, that's my plate. It had like everything on it. I was like, oh no, that's a lot. It was a lot. But I managed to eat everything. And now I feel like I want to fall into a sleep coma for sure. I don't know about you guys, but man, I ate really good. So we're gonna just jump right into this. It's going to be a short show, but it's going to be a good show. I got a couple of shows lined up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly six. I'm not sure about that, but we're going to go straight to it because I need to be off of here by no later than 10 o'clock. So I'm going to try to make this an hour show. Oh, Lord. I don't know if that's going to happen, but let's go ahead and try. And let's get this started.
And I'm honored to speak with so many incredible members of the U.S. military and to wish all of you a very happy Thanksgiving. Before we begin, I want to express the anguish and the horror of our entire nation at the terrorist attack yesterday in our nation's capital, in which a savage monster gunned down two service members in the West Virginia National Guard who were deployed as part of the DC task force, which has done such an incredible job. I mean, until yesterday, we literally had no incidents for many months. It was the safest place imaginable. And this is a different kind of crime. This is a really bad crime. Millions of Americans are praying for those heroes and their families. And I must unfortunately tell you that just seconds before I went on,
I got my
right
medicine.
now, I heard that Sarah Beckstrom of West Virginia, one of the guardsmen that we're
Thanksgiving
talking about, highly
medicine.
respected, young, magnificent
Smells
person,
good.
started service in June of 2023, outstanding in every way. She's just passed away. She's no
Wow.
longer with us. She's looking down at us right now.
So the female soldier
Her
passed
parents
away.
are with her.
I have a feeling he's gonna
It's
pass
just
away
happened.
too. They should have been dead yesterday. I thought they were dead.
Now with us.
They were reporting them dead.
Person. Outstanding in every single
So I'm not
way,
sure
in every
what's going on with
department.
that. But hey, Albie. Hey, Chloe.
As you
What's
know,
up?
the other young man is fighting for his life. He's in very
Happy
bad shape. He's
Thanksgiving.
fighting for his life, and hopefully we'll get better news with respect to him. And the monster that did this is also in serious condition. But we won't even talk about him. As you may know, DHS has confirmed that the suspect is an Afghan national flown by the previous administration, who was such a bad administration. And I have a picture of a plane. This is what it looked like when they came in. It was total bedlam. Do you remember that period of time? Total bedlam. People crammed onto the plane. And the toughest, meanest, most capable physically got on the plane, not the people that we were looking for or that they wanted to bring in. Here's a picture for you. Just take a look at that plane. Standing on top of each other, sitting on top of each other. This is what we had under the Biden administration. That whole thing should have never, ever happened. They should have left from a different base. They should have left from Bagram, as you know, and it would have been a much different story. But they didn't do that, and this was just a rout, just a terrible situation. This heinous atrocity reminds us that we have no greater national security priority than ensuring that we have full control over the people that enter and remain in our country. For the most part, we don't want them. They come in illegally, have a lot of problems. Their countries force them in because their countries are smart. They don't want them. Let's give them to the Americans to take care of. They come out of jails in many cases, mental institutions, they're gang members, they're drug dealers. We don't want them. Many of the service members on this call today are engaged in crucial aspects of that mission. And to each and every one of you, I just want to thank you so much. Incredible people. You make this sacrifice like few others understand. A lot of them don't even understand it. And you're keeping America safe and free. Our military is strong. My first term, I rebuilt our military, all aspects of our military. And in Afghanistan, we actually gave up a big chunk, but relatively, as much as it seemed like it's small compared to what we bought and to what we have and to what we're buying. We're spending over $1 trillion this year on our military. We have a military, the best in the world. We make the best equipment in the world. And we have the best people in the world. So joining us this evening are 6 units deployed across our hemisphere, representing every branch of the United States Armed Forces. First, I want to thank the members of Army's legendary 101st Airborne Division. Now, I've heard about that since I was a little boy. The Screaming Eagles, calling in from Fort Huachuca, Arizona, and you're led by Major General David Gardner, a real tough cookie and great general. I appreciate it, General Gardner. The 101st has done an outstanding job leading the task force, joint task force at our southern border. We have nobody coming in. They're not coming in. Under Biden, they were coming in by the millions. Now we have nobody coming in. We have a strong border. Nobody talks about it anymore. I'm not giving credit for anything, just like you guys are not giving credit for anything. We do the greatest job, but that's all right. They don't talk about the border anymore because you know why? Nobody comes in. We had 9 months now where we had nobody coming in, zero. And this is being fed. This is the people that do this are.
Trump is very repetitive. You know that?
They'd love to say millions of people came in through Trump, and they actually said nobody. Even I find that hard to believe. But
that's the only thing that I don't like. The repetitive.
Like he keeps repeating the same job that you've done
over and over and over.
But we're stopping the invasion of our country. We stopped it cold. And if you remember, Biden said, I need new legislation. You didn't need legislation. I didn't get legislation. What you needed was a new president. So with your help, we now have the most secure border in American history. It's the single most secure border in American history. So I just want to thank you. And the 101st, I want to thank you very much. The job you've done is amazing, working with all of our great people. We also have the men and women of the U.S. Navy serving as part of the Iwo Jima Amphibious Ready Group under Captain Christopher Farraker. And they're on board the USS Iwo Jima in the Caribbean Sea. Working right by their side are members of the 22nd Marine Expeditionary Unit led by Colonel Tom Trimble. Thank you very much. I think you waved to me because I can see you then. Let's see. There you are, handsome people. They're beautiful looking people. Thank you.
Okay, so let's keep it moving because there's more to go.
We're watching live now from Fox. I'm Austin Westfall. Let's bring you the latest on that deadly situation in Hong Kong. This is a live look at the very structure, one of the structures that was on fire.
Wow, look at
Several
that.
Residential high-rises were engulfed in flames. Firefighters battling to reach those.
They're going to have to destroy those buildings, man.
Police have arrested 3 construction firm officials in connection to this. Renovation contractors are being held in a manslaughter probe as well, according to the Associated Press. These are some grisly images showing the fire when it was at its peak. Hong Kong police arresting the bosses of a construction company on suspicion of manslaughter on Thursday over the city's worst fire in nearly 80 years. It's killed at least 83 people, according to Reuters, with scores more people listed as missing. By the
Yeah,
early
it's
hours
about
of
hundreds of
Friday,
people dead in that.
firefighters had mostly contained the blaze, which was raging for more than 24
Not
hours.
only that the
It
people that
ripped
lived there, but the
through the
visitors also
Wangbu
that
Court
went there.
housing complex in the northern district of Taipo. The estate had been undergoing renovations and was wrapped in bamboo scaffolding
Wow.
and green mesh. You can see some of the mesh there.
It kind of reminds me
This
of
building turning into a
Emerald
tinderbox.
City
Most
right
of the
there,
victims
burning
were found
down.
in 2 high-rise blocks in the 8-tower complex, according to local officials. Those officials saying that firefighters had found residents who were alive in several of the buildings, but they gave no further details. For now, rescuers, as you can see there, they were battling intense heat, thick smoke.
A lot of people died.
Scaffolding was collapsing as the firefight was happening, debris falling, and ultimately, as we go back out to this live picture, we see some of the preliminary investigative activities happening. We'll let you know of any more developments relating to this deadly and really huge structure fire. At least 83 people confirmed dead, according to Reuters.
Wow. That's a lot of people. I don't care what you say. That's a lot. Let's keep it moving. Now we're going to Jason A.
Where do you stand on the WEF, the World Economic Forum?
It is like, we shouldn't be paying any attention. It's a billionaires' boys club as arranging the world to shift wealth upward and to clamp down totalitarian controls on everybody else. And now they got the capacity to do it. They got all these countries running around doing what they tell them to do. It's astonishing to me that, these people go to Davos in their private jets.
Yes.
And they're able to tell these world leaders, how to govern us in ways that eradicate our constitutional and civil rights and constantly shifting wealth. I mean, COVID, we shifted $4 trillion of wealth upward. We closed all the little guys.
Yeah.
And
Home Depot was open,
rich,
but
and Google, and they're all colluding with each other to censor the people who are like me who are complaining about it.
Is the end of human history, not the end of history, the end of human-dominated history. History will continue with somebody else in control. If it was a question of, humankind versus a common threat of these new intelligent alien agents here on Earth, then yes, I think that there are ways we can contain them. But if the humans are divided among themselves and are in an arms race, then it becomes almost impossible to contain this alien intelligence. And there is, I'm tending to think of it more in terms of really an alien invasion. That like somebody coming and telling us that, there is a fleet, an alien fleet of spaceships coming from planet Zircon or whatever, with highly intelligent beings. They'll be here in 5 years and take over the planet. Maybe they'll be nice. Maybe they'll solve cancer and climate change, but we are not sure. This is what we are facing, except that the aliens are not coming in spaceships from planet Zircon. They are coming from the laboratory. Atom bombs didn't have a potential for agency. Printing presses did not have a potential for agency. This thing, again, unless we contain it, and the problem of containing it is very difficult because potentially they'll be more intelligent than us. How do you prevent something more intelligent than you from developing the agency it has? I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying it's very, very difficult.
Maybe in a couple of decades, Earth will be populated or even dominated by entities that are not organic, that they don't breathe, they don't have emotions. Like the potential of AI is much, much bigger than any historical revolution.
How is this transition going to happen? I mean, I totally agree that the world order, the way it is built today, doesn't make any sense. That is not in line with the economic powers like India, Brazil, or Germany. That they don't have a massive role in the international order. But to me, the big question is: so how we are going to go through this transformation? It cannot be gradual. It has has to be driven by a certain shock that will happen. So now we will reconsider this entire.
No, so if your question is that this period could be turbulent, could have violence,
Yes.
could have conflicts, we are already living it.
Yeah.
I think the last 5 or 6 years tell us that we are going through a rather turbulent phase.
Mhm.
We have lost a large part of humankind to the pandemic because we were all selfish. We were not willing to share. We were
That's what
not
I've been
willing
saying.
to use the global institutions
I'm
to
not the only
deliver
one saying this.
responses to different parts of the world.
I
We
am not
have
the only
lost
one
people.
saying
Now,
this.
how much more bloodshed do we need to understand that the transition is upon us?
But if 1 billion people stop eating meat, I tell you, it has a big impact.
We're developing through technology an ability for consumers to measure their own carbon footprint. What does that mean? That's where are they traveling? How are they traveling? What are they eating? What are they consuming on the platform?
Climate change is caused for 20% by meat and dairy. So the producers of meat and dairy should pay for the damage they cause.
The coffee that we all drink emits between 15 and 20 tons of CO2 per ton of coffee. Every time we drink coffee, we are basically putting CO2 into the atmosphere.
And I predict that we will have proteins not coming from meat in the future. They will probably taste even better. So why are we trying to mimic meat if we can have a better taste?
The Davos crowd, the World Economic Forum, the global resetters of Klaus Schwab fame, are very much, of course, in the mix in all of this. How would you characterize them, and is their agenda really any different in terms of that end state of sort of comprehensive global governance under, of course, their rule?
When you look at the founder and the leader of this entity, Klaus Schwab, he's been frankly pretty transparent about his view of the way the system should work. He calls it stakeholder capitalism, where instead of having companies that are owned by people serving the interests of shareholders by satisfying the needs and the wants of customers, which is the essence of a free market system, you have to produce what people want better or cheaper or with more diverse options than your competitors. And this results, of course, in a massive production of wealth. So Klaus Schwab has publicly articulated a radical restructuring of that system to what he calls stakeholder capitalism, where all the different stakeholders would have a stake and a say in the operation of that company. And it sounds very sophisticated and very complicated, and I think it's meant to intimidate normal people. But when you actually boil it down to its essence, it is really just fascism. You're talking about, when he lists the stakeholders, the first one he mentions repeatedly is governments. So companies then should serve the interests of governments. And actually, that's exactly what Benito Mussolini outlined when he described fascism as the merger of state and corporate power. Sometimes they call it a public-private partnership. And so the World Economic Forum played an instrumental role in bringing communist China to the state it's at now. Obviously, Marxism, communism, they just destroy massive amounts of wealth. And so the communists in Beijing, working with the communists in Davos, the Marxists, the fascists in Davos, figured out, hey, we've got to change this a little bit. We've got to reintroduce some market mechanisms like pricing, like resource allocation based on certain market forces. But it wasn't because they wanted more productivity or whatever. It was because they wanted to make this totalitarian system more able to, first of all, sustain itself and then able to infect the rest of the world. So you see Klaus Schwab openly cooperating with the mass murdering regime in Beijing. And at first that doesn't make sense to people. You see Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum signing a strategic partnership with the United Nations for the implementation of UN 2030 agenda, the Sustainable Development Goals, which is basically just global communism, global tyranny, global fascism. And at first that doesn't make sense. You see Klaus Schwab with a bust of Vladimir Lenin in his office. And at first that doesn't make sense. But I think we have to get past the artificial divisions that have been created in our minds between the different types of totalitarians and recognize they are all united on the broader vision, which is the subjection of the individual and the nation to this broader master plan that they have that they think is superior to the decisions we could make as individuals or that we could make as nations. So Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum are an absolutely integral part of the globalist movement, and I'm glad we're having an opportunity to talk about them.
All right, let's keep it moving because we've got another one from Jason A.
Now, the White House's plan to put Washington front and center in the AI race, comparing what they want to do to the Manhattan Project. You know, the research project that gave us the atomic bomb. It's called the Genesis mission, a government-wide push to fast-track AI breakthroughs in energy, science, and defense, with the Department of Energy at the center of it all. The plan unites AI research across 17 national labs and some 40,000 DOE scientists, creating one coordinated federal AI platform for the first time ever.
Here's a scary one. Two pioneers of artificial intelligence have sounded the doomsday alarm. They're warning that the extinction of humanity could be only a few years away. The authors of the best-selling book, If Anyone Builds It, Everyone Dies, says that as AI becomes smarter than humans, it could develop its own goals, deceive its creators, and gain power over us all. One of those authors told a conference,
I do not expect something actually smart to attack us with marching robot armies with glowing red eyes, where there could be a fun movie about us fighting them. I expect an actually smarter and uncaring entity will figure out strategies and technologies that can kill us quickly and reliably, and then kill us.
Michael Notel is an associate professor at the University of Queensland and specialises in artificial intelligence, and he joins us from Brisbane. We just heard from one of the authors of the book, If Anyone Builds It, Everyone Dies. This is scary stuff. Is humanity actually staring down the abyss?
The Trump administration is pushing to expand AI in federal scientific research. Yesterday, President Trump signed an executive order launching the Genesis mission. The plan allows Department of Energy national labs to use AI while partnering with tech companies and universities. Supporters say it could boost research in physics, chemistry, nuclear science, and space exploration, but critics warn the move could drive up energy use and raise safety concerns if regulations are weakened.
With this pen today, President Trump signed an historic mission. This is reminiscent of the Manhattan Project that brought World War II to an early and successful end, similar to the Apollo projects that put a man on the moon in 1969. This is an all-in national effort to take the power of AI and pair it with the 40,000 outstanding scientists and engineers at our national labs to use the world's largest supercomputers to advance innovation and science, to fix our rising energy costs, to give better economic opportunities for our citizens, to make longer and healthier lives possible. Today was not incremental, Brett. It was transformative.
Sure. Well, if you say like in the long term, where will things end up? Long term, I don't know what long term is. Maybe it's 10, 20 years or something like that. For me, that's long term. Prediction is that work will be optional.
Optional.
Optional. So
we'll take that.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be like playing sports or a video game or something like that. If you want to work, in the same way, like you can go to the store and just buy some vegetables, or you could grow vegetables in your backyard. It's much harder to grow vegetables in your backyard, but some people still do it because they like growing vegetables. That will be what work is like, optional. And between now and then, there's actually a lot of work to get to that point.
That's not.
I always recommend people read culture books. Future is like. And interestingly, in those books, money is no longer doesn't exist. It's kind of interesting. And my guess is, if you go out long enough, assuming there's a continued improvement in AI and robotics, which seems likely, the money will stop being relevant at some point in the future. Now there will still be constraints on power, like electricity and mass. The fundamental physics elements will still be constraints, but I think at some point currency becomes relevant.
A lot of people think, okay, are we in that type of scenario where they feel like this is some sort of next frontier? What do you make of it having a name and kind of the references to the Manhattan Project?
Yeah, so I think this is a tremendous
shift in kind of America's approach to AI, or really, I think it's a reinvention of kind of federal backing of AI projects. So we've seen throughout the Biden administration, earlier in the Trump administration, kind of federal efforts to back AI, but this is kind of the first really concerted push throwing the heft of the federal government behind the development, research, and application of AI. So as a colleague said to me, if it really was the Manhattan Project, we probably wouldn't be talking about it because that remained secret for quite some time. But I think, I don't know if it's similar to the Apollo program to, reach the moon, maybe something like President Biden's cancer moonshot. But I think it is a really substantial, declaration by the Trump administration that we're going to focus on using AI to search for scientific discoveries and basically change the way that scientific research is actually conducted in America.
So what does this mean for Silicon Valley? I mean, should we consider this a formal power shift from there to DC when it comes to the AI space?
So I think this is, as I see it, kind of more of a joining of forces. So if you take a step back, the development of AI as we know today is kind of interesting and different from many other very high-performing technologies. So if you think about the internet, even kind of the development of microchips, all that was really subsidized or kind of spearheaded by the government. So AI, on the other hand, has really been spearheaded, developed by a handful of private sector labs. You think Anthropic, OpenAI, Google, the companies whose chatbots you use. So I think the announcement yesterday is kind of a joining of forces between Silicon Valley and the government. And there's certainly a lot of chummy relationships between people in the White House AI czar David Sachs, has a very close relationship. A lot of these people were former venture capitalists in Silicon Valley. So I think there's going to be a lot more public-private partnerships. And that's one of the most exciting parts of the order, is it explicitly said that within 90 days, the Secretary of Energy, who's kind of overseeing all this, has to identify some of those opportunities for further public-private collaboration.
It is scary stuff. And I think there is a higher risk than anyone is willing to tolerate. So the people building AI themselves think there's between like a 2 and 25% chance that AI kills us all by the end of the century, meaning it's probably the most likely thing to kill my kids. And that's by the people building it themselves. And most of us, from our surveys that we've done, expect AI to be about as safe as airlines. And the number of deaths from that is an absolute fraction of the risk that seems to be imposed by artificial intelligence.
So what's it going to look like, Michael, if it starts to go against us?
The scary thing is that because it's smarter than us, we don't know. And that's exactly why it would be very difficult to control. So one analogy that they use in the book is if you play the world's best chess AI, I don't know how it's going to beat me. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I know that I'm going to lose. Not even the best humans can beat that AI. And so if we have an AI that is genuinely smarter than us, we don't know how it's going to beat us. But one of the things that they talk about in the book is that COVID showed us that we're very vulnerable to viruses, and viruses can get much more deadly than COVID. And so if you have anything that has any knowledge of biology, there is a pretty decent way to attack us there.
Is there a specific tipping point that you can see coming?
The thing that most people are worried about is when AI can start doing AI research. Because if AIs can make AIs smarter, then there'll be all of this pressure for the companies to use them to make their models better and better. It's the fastest way to get to something that's smarter than us is to have an AI that can help improve itself. The issue is that if you hand control to an AI, to its own development, then it can, if it goes even slightly off the rails and its values are even remotely detached from our own, then it'll be really hard to keep control as it starts to become more and more powerful.
It's funny, Elon Musk, before he went right off the charts, used to warn about all this kind of stuff.
You highlighted that AI models are grown and not crafted. What do you mean by that? And does that mean a bigger risk for humans?
Yes, so most software is crafted where each line is written deliberately by someone who knows what the instructions are doing. AI models aren't built like that. They write a piece of software where the model is trained off a whole bunch of data. And it makes it much more like raising a kid than crafting a piece of furniture, where you give it hopefully the right environment and hopefully the right stimulation and hopefully the right kid comes out at the end. But as we've seen from many examples this year, it's really unreliable. So you mentioned Elon Musk. He trained one of the world's biggest AIs recently, and a very minor change to the instructions that they gave, and it was professing itself as Hitler on the internet and talking about death to the Jews. And this is, one of the world's wealthiest and smartest people trying to control something. And this would not happen with a normal piece of software where you've coded everything in. But because we're just kind of trusting the model to learn the right things from the information that we give it, it makes it much less likely that we're going to get exactly what we want. And that's what creates the danger.
Well, Michael, it certainly is a worrying thing to think about.
Yeah, it's just so scary. This world, you gotta the things that are gonna be coming here is gonna be very wild. It's just because of the energy and just the way people are, you know? I feel like there's there's humans and then there's I can say non-human. And what I mean by that, I feel like they're like aliens, right? You're like, oh shit, Rick, you're going to the aliens. Yeah, like I feel like these people are aliens and they're manipulating our system. They infiltrated our system and they're trying to manipulate it to their favor. Now, we're not talking about illegal aliens from like other countries. We're talking about aliens, galactic aliens that come here and they look like people. And they are in our government. They're in our government. They're part of the we're not supposed to talk about those people. And I feel like they're in our government. And how those people are not being held accountable for their actions. You know, how people not getting in trouble. If I was to go and falsify papers in a house loan and did all this crime, you know, I would go straight to jail. You know, but Letitia James gets to walk free and put the fact that she put on her paperwork that she married her father. Are you kidding me? Like, she put her father as her husband. And then she's getting away with it. But if I was to do that, I'll go to jail. How is that fair? Where's the justice? Like, I thought justice was blind and the decisions have to be made by the jury, not thrown out by the judge. Like, I don't understand the system here in America. I'm telling you, I'm still rooting for the asteroid to hit us here, and I'm not getting off of that. And let's see what we got here to watch. We got 1, 2, 3 more to watch, and then I'm wrapping up the show. But oh Lord, this is just gonna piss me off. This story here is one to piss everyone off. So, warning. I'm gonna put the warning. Warning. This next segment is going to piss you off. So, you've been alerted. Warning. Okay, there you go. You've been warned.
Things back to New York City, though. A live look at a portion of the New York City skyline, a little bit of Central Park peeking out there as well. We did hear from New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani earlier today. He spoke about the holiday. Mamdani will be sworn in on the 1st of January. Let's listen into a little bit of what he had to say earlier today. This is in New York City.
Let me thank all of our volunteers that have been working. We gave away several hundred turkeys, giving away things. We're going to move headquarters and working out where we don't end services. Let me first say that for most of my life, I would spend Thanksgiving with my mentor, Reverend Jesse Jackson, who's very ill. And we just talked to him on the phone. Mayor-elect and Attorney
He'll be
General
dying soon.
Tish James and I wish him a happy Thanksgiving. I hope you all keep Reverend Jesse Jackson in your prayers.
He'll be dead soon.
Thanksgiving is a time for giving. It's a time for us to celebrate family. Many that come today come from homeless shelters, but many are seniors that just don't have people that they have a Thanksgiving dinner with. We're glad for all of our elected officials. We're going from here to Brooklyn Brother Lee Kong is set up where we're going to be doing.
These people should be in jail.
60 Quincy Street. John Wesley United Methodist Church.
Especially Big Tish. Look at this idiot smiling. He's such a faker, man. He is so fake. You can read it in his face, man. He don't give a shit about the fucking people. He cares about his own people. This guy is so fake. And nobody is reading his face. That's crazy. Look at Trish. Big Trish in the back. She looks like she's breaking down. She looks like a fucking alien. Look at her. Just look at her facial reactions.
Now, National Action Network was against placing them in Washington.
Just watch her.
That has nothing to do with violent attacks. Yes. Don't let them act like we in any way condone law enforcement or anyone else being harmed or hurt in any way. So as we partake of this today, we pray for those two that are fighting for their life.
Those two, you can't even say from where? National Guard, dumbass.
That many of us
can't stand this guy.
Around this candidate.
This guy,
who is now the mayor-elect.
I can't stand him.
He came Christmas before last Christmas, and served all day.
This fake ass.
Many of us didn't know he was.
And you, listen, right next to this idiot, Zohan. So this is all a ploy. This is all part of the plan. You know, these Democrats, they're horrible. Look at this guy laughing.
He came to Saturday as a winner. He said, I'm going to be here on Christmas. I cheated and got him on Thanksgiving this year, too. He said, I'm Muslim. I don't celebrate Christmas. I'll be there with y'all. But he came to Thanksgiving, too. But let me tell you something.
You see, he said, he don't celebrate Christmas. He's Muslim. You heard that shit? You hear that shit? He don't celebrate Christmas. Why are we having a mayor, a Muslim mayor that does not celebrate Christmas, running the biggest city in the world? I don't get it, man. What the fuck did I wake up to? Like, I should have just stayed dead. I just should have stayed dead. This is stupid. Like, why am I witnessing this?
Progressive, I ain't with that. Progressive means you're for progress.
This guy's a fucking idiot, man.
And we win nothing. I remember once, Tish James might remember this. We had a big march. They just called this movie on Sean Bell. Had a big march, Mr. Mayor, and I decided we're going to close the city. And we're going to take Hazel Dukes took the Triborough Bridge. Somebody else took the Hudson. I was down by Brooklyn Bridge. We all got arrested. We going to jail to stand up. I got in the bullpen spike, and they put in the bullpen. About 800 of us.
Oh, this guy is reminiscing now. His criminal past.
Down south.
Are you kidding me?
And I looked over and saw the lawyer.
Oh, Lord.
I said, what you doing in here? He said, I got so carried away with your speech, I just fell down with everybody else. I said, well, who gonna get us out of here? I say that to say everybody got a role.
This guy's a criminal. Hey, these criminals are talking to us and trying to share this stupid story.
Everything that we see him doing, but give him time, because he may have we dealing with chess, not checkers. So let us stand with
help me, God.
elect. Let us hear some words from our state attorney general. She is true. She is queen.
Oh, look at him clapping. Look at him. Look. Oh, my God. He did not even support him during the election. And then he's there clapping, wooing for her. Are you kidding me?
Thoughts and prayers are with them at this moment, and I pray their full recovery. And I pray for their families on this holiday day.
Pray. Do you know how to pray?
Beside him in a hospital bed. This should be before dinner with their loved ones. So I pray their strength,
Lord.
and I pray their full recovery. I also want to thank Reverend Sharpton. Let's give it up for Reverend Sharpton.
I need a violin, I'm telling you.
Well,
The violin.
This place where individuals come to be fed both spiritually and with some really good food. an individual who lifts up our thoughts and our hopes and our dreams and our aspirations, and who has led us forward and is truly the most consummate civil rights leader of our time. And so we need to applaud him. Of course, to all of my colleagues in government, and of course to our mayor-elect, Mayor Zoran Mandani. We want to thank him because we have so much unfinished business in this city and in this state. And there are so many individuals who are struggling this morning, struggling to put food on their table, struggling to pay the rent, struggling to find childcare. And we believe under the leadership of this great mayor that obviously all of these things will come to pass.
This great mayor. He has, well, he's so great. He's never been in any government. How is he going to be great? This is bullshit gaslighting, man.
Thank you.
New York, you're gonna get it.
This morning we say thank you.
You're gonna get it.
We say thank you for all that we have, and we may not have
You
much,
guys
but
are
we
going
say
to get it.
thank you. It reminds me of the song. Thank you, Lord, for all that
They
you have
infiltrated New York and they took over New York.
That's what I sang this morning as I woke up. So let us be thankful.
Why is she so aggressively with her hand?
God has done for each and every one of us. Let's thank him for
Why
his
is she
prayers.
talking about God and using that strain for her
Again,
hands?
be thankful for what you
Look at her,
have.
look,
Maybe
pointing.
little, but thank you. We woke up
Look,
this morning in the right mind. Thank
Who
you.
talks
We
like
woke up
that?
with clothes on our
Pointing.
back. Thank you. We woke up with some food. Thank you. We woke up with
This-
the ability
this
to pay some
such a-
bills, not all
ugh.
of our bills, but some bills. And we say thank you.
lady.
So thank you, Lord, for all that you have done for all of us. God bless you.
I don't know what God you pray to, but it ain't Jesus.
Reverend Tish James, give her a hand.
Now she's a reverend.
Recognize we have
Now
with
she's
us
Reverend Tish
Congressman
James. Okay.
Espiat, our congressman, is here. Public advocate Jamani Williams is here. Assemblyman Jordan Wright is here.
Oh Lord, what is this? A roll call or something? I thought they were feeding the hungry. I could have sworn they were feeding the hungry. What's his pep rally? Seems like a pep rally.
Where's Reverend Malcolm Byrd, our COO? And Reverend Rudolph.
Like, why is he there? Why is he talking?
All of our
I don't get
staff
this.
members, I appreciate them. Let us hear. We have our senior vice president from Washington, Evan Rowley.
So when is the mayor gonna speak? He has to clap like a seal.
Now from the mayor-elect. I teased him that I used to say his name wrong. I said, but don't feel bad. I didn't get Obama right for the first 6 months.
This is
But
fucking
he has
gaslighting.
been consistent. He's been persistent. Anytime we reach out, he responds. Because I don't deal in city contracts. We don't take city, federal, state money. We deal with activism. So if I call you, it's about a cause. It's not about all that. I learned from Jesse, if you don't take public money,
Jesse's
you can
gonna be
always
dead
go
in a
public
few
pressure.
weeks.
That's why some of the mayors before you couldn't cut me off because they didn't cut me off. Mayor-elect Zoran Mandani.
Oh Lord. Are you kidding me? This is a pep rally.
Good morning, my friends. Good morning. And happy Thanksgiving.
I want to hear him say Merry Christmas. He's not ever gonna say Merry Christmas,
I'm
is he?
thankful first and foremost to be here with
I wonder
each
what's
of
the what's the betting odds on that?
I'm
Will
thankful
Zohan
to
Mandani
be
say
with
Merry
leaders like
Christmas?
Reverend Al,
Will
Attorney
he
General
acknowledge
James,
Christmas?
so many of our incredible elected officials
Will
at the
he
city,
celebrate
state,
Christmas?
and
Because
congressional
he's
levels.
Muslim, he's not going
And I'm
to.
thankful to Nan and the amazing team here. We should clap for every single member of Nan.
This guy's the biggest gaslighter, you know that, right? He just sweet talks
And
people.
that is a thanks rooted in a recognition of the fact
All
that Nan
they
has been
do is
feeding
just
those
read
that they love
scripts.
since
You know that, right?
1991.
That's all they do is read
And to
scripts.
honor this
You
holiday
see?
with a true expression of compassion, and of
Look,
community.
look how many times he's looking down,
And
reading
I'm
a
also
script.
thankful to be here on
Do you see
145th
Trump
Street
doing that?
because, as the great Ella
Like
Fitzgerald
reading from a
once
script?
said, I know nothing finer than to be
Trump
in
never
Harlem.
reads from a script when he's talking.
And most of all,
When he's talking,
I am
he talks.
thankful and I am grateful
You
that
know,
in a little
unless he
more
has
than a
something
month,
prepared like today,
City Hall
because
will focus
that
its
person
power
died.
on a mission that
So
has
he
too
has some
long escaped
information
its
about that
attention.
person.
Making a
But they all
dignified,
read
affordable
scripts.
life in New
I don't
York
get it.
a reality for every person who calls the city their home. Now, I know that gratitude and thanks is oftentimes rarely the first thing we feel when we wake
Wait
up
a
in the
minute,
city.
he's going black.
Many New Yorkers, many Harlemites, when
Listen,
they wake in the morning, they often don't have time to think, let alone
listen to his
thank.
voice.
Because as soon as people rise, they are off to work before the sun is even in the sky. They toil.
Wait a minute. Wait, I had to pause it. This guy, he's a. Oh my God, you're not picking that up. He's using black slang. Y'all didn't even pick that up. You don't listen to the tone. I've been listening to this guy. He does not talk like that. He's trying to be like relating to the hood. Yo, what the biggest gaslighter? Oh my God. I need a break because it's just pissing me off. I told you it was going to piss you off. It pissed me off. Like I said, all these shows I have not seen. I just got here. I set up the show. I put up all these videos and I watch it with you guys for the first time. I knew it was going to piss me off because I read what the title. It said Mandani and Big Tish, Letitia James, and there's Reverend Al Sharpton. I was like, I knew this was gonna piss me off, and sure enough, they did a whole pep rally, in the morning before they served the food to the people. So they fed them a lot of this bullshit like talk, and he has this now. He's black. Zohan is now trying to be relatable and trying to talk with a slang. I've been watching too much, I pick up too much. I'm really good as a psychic. I pick up on people's body language. I pick up so much energy. And when I see a gaslighter, I just picture what I just saw when Zohan and Sharpton and the Big Tish over there clapping like seals. Tish, they're coming for you, big girl. You're not, listen, you may be lucky 2025, but I'm telling you right now, you're going to regret what you did in the past in 2026. Mark my words. She's going to regret it. She's going to regret it. The hammer's coming down in 2026. And then they're going to show Zohan who's really in charge of New York. Because the governor, where she was at, why she wasn't there at that little event with your little seals, Al Sharpton. When you have this guy showing up, it's nothing but bad news, okay? This guy is just not a good person, and yet they all suck up to him like he's some kind of like I don't understand. He's like a big leech. That's what I know. Fuck, I have another joint. I'm gonna have to smoke another one. This is just pissing me off. I'm not high enough to listen to these motherfuckers. It's like we needed a timeout. Like when you listen to Democrats talk, you need a timeout because they really like you could hear the bullshit and the gaslighting. And I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about? And then her aggressiveness, she's like pointing and doing all this. And like, what are you doing, lady? Why you like chill with your hands? Why Democrats go crazy with their hands? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. They're really aggressive. You know, Hakeem Jeffries is another one that he's always like doing this and he's doing like this, and then you got Gavin Newsom, like he's doing all this stuff, and then he's like he's doing all this crazy shit with his hands. Like, what the fuck is going on? Fucking Gavin Newsom, man. And he's gonna try to run for president. Okay. You imagine the ticket, Kamala Harris and Gavin Newsom? The dream team for the Democrats. Kamala Harris. What makes Kamala Harris qualified to be president? I mean, to be a president, you should have an extensive resume, right? I mean, you should have a resume and you have your credentials and all the stuff you've done in your past, like a full resume, you know, and to see if you're qualified to be president. What Kamala's gonna put? That she worked at McDonald's? They already said, McDonald's already said that she never worked for McDonald's. So she lied. So we want to put a liar into the White House with no background in business, no background in economics, no background in real estate, no background in like education, no nothing. Like, the only thing she did was sleep her way to the top, allegedly, right? She slept her way to the top. And now she wants to be the president. Why? Because she says so. Is she qualified? Can we elect the auto pen as president? And just don't put nobody? Just let the auto pen work the White House? I'm telling you, Kamala Harris, you put her in, I swear to God, I will put a curse. And I will curse the planet, and I'll definitely throw an asteroid over here to blow us up. We'll see how 2028 goes. Because the asteroid is coming. Vote her in. You'll see. That would be the darkest day in American history. Incredible. Like, oh man. Hopefully JD Vance, he's a lot more better. I think the mistake, I wouldn't say mistake, but I would say a little problem is with his wife. Because she's from Indian descent, and a lot of these high upper people have been infiltrated by spies, and sometimes their spouses end up being spies. Is the vice president's wife a spy? All I know is she's not American. And I don't know. Yeah. We already had well, Pamela didn't even know where she was from. Like, she still don't know if she's black, Jamaican, where else she said she was from? Because she ain't African and she ain't black. She's Indian descent. So like, and they just gaslight us, man. That's the problem with the Democrats. And then how do people think like them? You know, how can they just like, and then they bash Trump because that's what they know how to do best. Blame Trump. Everything, blame Trump. You're having a bad day? Blame Trump. If you're high blood pressure, blame Trump. If you're thirsty and need some water, blame Trump. I blame Trump for everything. I'm like, oops, I farted. Blame Trump. Yep, that's how it is. All right, guys, let's see what we got. Do you want to finish this Zohan Madani? It's only a couple of more minutes more. Let's finish the torture. I'm more relaxed. I do have another joint here that I rolled up. I put it in my little jar here. Let's make this, zoom it in. I put it in this, my medicine. So, it's a little baby blue. So what I do is I just pop it open. And then we'll take one out. I got two in here. Ding, 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 ding. And here's the second one. Ding, 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 ding. But I think I'm going to save this one for tomorrow. I ain't smoking 3 tonight. Here's the second one. And I'm going to light it up before playing that fucking Zohan talking garbage. I'm telling you, I need a violin. That should be a Christmas gift for me. A violin. I don't know how to play it. I don't even know what to do with it. I would have to learn. I'm not trying to be professional or anything like that, and I'm not about to like. I kind of like the form of you putting your head like that, so maybe it'll feel good, and maybe the vibration will probably feel good in my neck. So I'm willing to try anything and everything for this neck to get better. My neck and my back, it's just, and the weather's gonna be changing. We're gonna get a pretty good snowstorm, I believe, next week. We're gonna check out some weather after we torture ourselves with Zohan talking to us. Oh, Lord, help me, please. Why I torture myself like this? I don't know why, but it's okay.
Long hours, earning pay that doesn't keep up with the soaring costs of rent or childcare or even of a Metro card. Amen. And when our friends and our family are being priced out of the city, it's hard to feel grateful. I recall when I saw Reverend Byrd.
Why he's talking like he's black?
Where he was headed, he was going to get on a plane to South Carolina.
Why he sounds like he's talking black?
Had passed away, and they had passed away in South Carolina.
You see?
Because so many members
Carolina
of churches here in Harlem and across the city cannot
he's trying to
live
speak
in
black.
the city anymore. And so the congregation is now spread out across
Oh,
the
I
country.
gotta send this to Tyson.
And so now in this moment,
Let me send this to Tyson.
when grocery bills are getting bigger, when the bus costs more but travels even slower, when gratitude feels so far away, I want to write a new story from our city hall. And I know I'm not the only one. Because earlier this month, more than 1 million New Yorkers voted for new leadership. The most New Yorkers to vote in an election since 1969. And they voted for a city that didn't feel impossible to live in. They voted for a city where we can be free and we can be fed. And they voted for a city where joy, gratitude, and rest no longer feels as if it will forever be out of reach. And this new kind of politics, it will not just make our city affordable, it will make New York City belong to those who keep it running every single day. Those who make the rest of us grateful to be here. Because after all, we know here in Harlem, belonging is everything. As Ossie Davis once said, Harlem was home. It was where we belonged. So when we celebrate Thanksgiving next year, my sincere hope is that gratitude comes a little bit easier. because together we would have already spent much of that year building a city that New Yorkers can truly afford. So I thank you for having had me here today. I thank you for having had me here when you did not know my name. Those are the days I think of as I climb this stage today. The days where I was just one of many here looking to serve this community. And I look at each of you in here and I see the same potential that those see in me today, which is to lead this city. And so I thank you for that belief. I thank you for that compassion. And today, I wish everyone here and across our city a wonderful holiday, and I thank you for letting me be a part of it. Thank you so much.
We're going to start serving, but Stephen Marshall, my special assistant, sent me a note, said, do the right thing, do the right thing. We got to hear from Do the Right Thing. Spike Lee in the house.
Thank you, everyone. I know everybody's hungry. Yum, yum.
I gotta send this to. I gotta get this to Tyson. I'm working on it because Mandani trying to sound hood, and I'm picking up on his bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, you heard his voice, the tone of his voice, and the way I've been listening to this guy the whole time. Like, I listen, I watch news every motherfucking day, more than any one of you put all together. Like, that's how much news I put into my system on a daily basis. So it's like, I listen to this guy, I pick up on his energy, and I know when someone's gaslighting and someone's talking a little ghetto-ish, trying to blend in with the people around him, like trying to talk a little hood. Okay, Mandani, I see you, little wolf in sheep clothing. I know you. I know the type. I definitely know your type. Fucking crazy, man. This world's fucking crazy. Send that to Tyson. He'll let me know. He'll listen to it. He's probably gonna report on it too, because that's just way too hood. Way too hood. Are y'all ready for Black Friday? I remember the days when Black Friday was a thing, you know? When it was a trend where people were like 1, like 12 at night, or even right after dinner, they would go line up at the stores to get the Black Friday deals. Super early in the morning. You know, it just makes you wonder, like, it's all play, right? Everything's all because, like, they do this Black Friday and they put all this stuff on sale and they're trying to push all these products out. And I think it's just a mind manipulation tactic that they do on a yearly basis to keep people having to buy shit that they don't need. And that energy of you need to go to the store and waste money, you know? And what are you going to buy? Things that you probably already have, Or what are you gonna give? Like, if they need something, why they don't go and buy it? You know, buy your own shit. Take care of yourselves. You know, I never understood this gift giving thing. I never understood Christmas because it just turned very like an opportunistic thing, especially when it comes with the government, because this is the time of the year the government makes their quota for the next year's fiscal. So this is like they want it to be very successful, because that gives a good, they could tell the budget for the next year. And a lot of people buy a lot of shit in Christmas, and they give a lot of shit on Christmas. So you got to understand, all your purchases have taxes. All that tax money goes to Washington. Okay, don't forget, don't get too comfortable. Every time you go shopping, you always have to pay a tax, and that tax goes to Uncle Sam. You know, you don't get that money back. That money's gone. You pay that tax, that's it. That's money you're throwing. That's like a donation to the tax to the government on every item you purchase. That's crazy. That's how they make their money. That's how they are able to fund all these programs and pay all these idiots in Washington. It's based on these holidays, and especially Christmas, where they bring in the most craziest amount of tax money. Okay. Y'all trapped in an illusion. That's the problem. You guys are trapped in an illusion. And you guys are hypnotized. And that's what it is. You know, it's all hypnosis. They do this every year. It's like a ritual. You know, they have you waking up, and what time the stores are opening? At 6 a.m. Makes me wonder. It's all part of a ritual, man. But it's not like how it used to be, because Biden really fucked up the economy, you know, and a lot of the malls now suck. You know, the malls here in Connecticut, like, there's only one or two that are good in the whole fucking state. So, like, these malls have been like, they're like ghost towns. Like all the stores are gone. The mall is like a shell of what it used to be. And it just happened so quick too. You know, that COVID shit really killed a lot of businesses, and the mall definitely took the biggest hit. You know, a lot of people are like, fuck it, why go to the mall if I could just order it online and get it delivered? You know, but even if you get it delivered to you, you still got to pay motherfucking tax. And Uncle Sam is going to get his piece of the pie. He always does. He always has a seat at the table because he takes a percentage of your pay all the time. All right, let's go ahead and jump right into the weather. Let's see what's going to be happening, because I am thinking we're going to get a snowstorm next week here in the Northeast. Let's see what direct weather is where I watch, and we're going to watch this right now. Let's put the volume up.
Today's video, I would like to wish all of you a happy Thanksgiving. I hope all of you have a great day today. We're going to go over the weather that's going to be going on today and all of the weather upcoming. We're going to be talking about a major winter storm that is currently striking the Great Lakes in the Northeast and a lot of the Mid-Atlantic with lake effect snowfall. The low has moved northward. We're going to talk about that. There is another upper Midwest and Great Lakes system that is moving in that's going to bring heavy snowfall totals as well. And then we're currently tracking our Mid-Atlantic and Northeast snowstorm that will be happening around the 2nd or 3rd of December, as well as everything that comes after that, which is a lot of cold and more snowfall opportunities. Lots to go over, guys. It's going to be an action-packed one. Obviously, my voice sounds a little bit better. We're getting very close to bringing the face cam back, and we're going to get back to our normal operation as I'm just kind of recovering from a terrible sickness. Today's Thanksgiving. I wanted to let you guys know that within our Discord community, I know I talk about it every single day, but you can join it on the top right corner of the screen there on the QR code. The description or pinned comment down below also has a link. And today, if you post a picture of your Thanksgiving dinner in our food channel,
I got my food
in the server, I'm going to be selecting one of you to give a 1-month subscription to our new Weather Lab subscription, which has a bunch of weather courses that you can learn about the weather from, and you also have
but that's
features that you can
educational
find in there. So we're
stuff.
giving away a lot of
My
stuff
plate
today.
was
If you
banging.
again post those food pictures
dessert.
or videos, I guess, in the
Dessert
food
was so
channel,
good.
I'm going to be picking a few of you for those things. So
I
be
had,
sure to join today. Be
it
sure to
was
send
the
in those pictures of
strawberry,
the food. I'll be
cheesecake.
seeing you guys in there. I'm looking forward to it. So let's go
And
over the current
then
conditions real quickly, and there's just
flan.
really a couple of areas to talk about. We do
And
have
a
some
carrot.
storminess
And actually,
here located over the northwest, where we have some high elevation
was that?
snowfall, some
It
low
was a
elevation
pie.
rainfall,
I think
pretty
it was a pumpkin
standard
pie I
in the
had.
northwest, and really for
was
the
pretty
winter
good.
time, or really this time of year. It's
My
actually
friend,
a
she
little
made
bit
it from
quieter
scratch.
day up there in the northwest. We do see a lot of snow
Makes everything
activity
from
happening
scratch.
around the Great Lakes. Heavy lake effect snowfall ongoing. There's also a few passing snow showers across the plains. And even here along like the lower Appalachian mountain range as well, I'm seeing some activity in there. Regardless, outside of the lake effect snowfall, it's actually a pretty nice Thanksgiving. It's really, really cold out there, of course. The lake effect snowfall is highly impactful, though. So let's zoom in and talk about that real quickly, because this is impressive. We've been talking about this for a few days, and we could see there is heavy bands of lake effect snowfall. I'd say the heaviest one right now is the one hitting the upper peninsula of Michigan into the northern tip of the lower peninsula of Michigan. We also have a few heavier areas like Indiana and lower Michigan here. We have some heading off of Lake Erie here into areas of Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York here. And then we also have some heavier activity up there by the Adirondacks in Watertown, New York. I have a good buddy of mine named William. He's in the Army. He flies helicopters, and he lives up in Watertown, so I get to hear about it all the time. My first friend I ever had, my greatest friend, and I appreciate him so
Watertown?
much. He lives up there. I don't know why. Like, I guess I'm just thankful today. I've never like given a
New
shout
York.
out like that,
That's
but
upstate New
shout
York.
out to William, guys. Cool guy. Still talk to him to this day. Let's go ahead and move on and talk about the model guidance, though. Now that we're kind of past this, we're going to go over what is happening later on today, and then again the entire upcoming pattern ahead. So we're starting out with our European model. I am making this video a little earlier today, guys. I got to tell you, because I have plans all day. So this is the 0Z run. This is the one from overnight. There will be more model guidance coming out later today. The 12Z guidance will be out in about 2 hours from the European model from the time I'm recording. You will be seeing this a little bit after that, actually, because I upload them a little bit later in the afternoon and evening. And that's only because they do the best during that time. Everybody's available every day during that time. So I always upload around then when everybody can see it. Anyway, we will be posting a lot of model guidance within our Discord community. So if you do join that, you will get updated model guidance. If I'm not posting it, there's tons of people in there posting every single update to every single model run, guys. It's just crazy how many of you are in there. We're up well over.
Yeah, you see, I don't like
members
that.
now, and tons of you are
It's-
super
I don't like
active,
to be
so
too many
join that
people.
community. Looking at the model guidance, we see the lake effect
Because
snowfall is
it's
expected to
overwhelming.
pretty much continue through the day. It's no surprise the cold air is still moving in. I will say, though, this is for 7 p.m. Eastern, so quite a bit earlier along the West Coast. And we do see this storm system is getting worse and worse and worse as the day progresses. So even though this morning, it's 11:51 Eastern right now, it didn't look too bad in the Northwest. It is going to be worsening conditions out there. And then again, the other big story is just the lake effect snowfall continuing. So already accumulating heavily in some of these areas. It's just going to keep going. Crazy stuff for Halloween. Halloween. Thanksgiving. And I know last year a lot of you dealt with lake effect snowfall as well. So it's a year or two in a row. For tomorrow on Black Friday, the 28th, we see a lot of this snowfall moving into now the northern Rockies and northern plains
We might
here.
get some
Lake effect
flurries here in
snowfall
Connecticut.
is dying down a little bit. It's still ongoing, though. And a lot of this is further eastward into the northeast.
Yeah, we
so
may
it's
get some
passing
flurries.
snow showers. Obviously, the further and further and further away you get from the lakes, it's less and less likely to be a heavy, consistent band of snowfall. But flakes will be flying in the northeast corner of the nation for the day tomorrow, and it's going to be plenty cold enough. For Saturday, here on the 29th, we can see this next snowstorm we were talking about, the Northern Plains, Midwest,
Damn, South
Great
Dakota,
Lakes, and
Rob.
some of the Ohio Valley
Rob's gonna
starting
get hit
up
with a
by
lot of
Saturday
snow.
afternoon.
Saturday.
As we keep going, this is going to be like the evening hours. This is 10 p.m. Eastern.
Wisconsin.
So again, if you're a little bit
Chicago,
departed from that,
Wisconsin.
you can kind of figure it out. But we've got the low here
Michigan.
over parts of the Midwest. We've got heavy snowfall
Indiana,
in Iowa, Minnesota,
Northern
Wisconsin,
Ohio.
Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, even heading into Ohio. This is going to be a large scale, pretty widespread too. This is a large region.
Iowa's
seeing
going to get
snowfall
hit
from
with a
the
lot
system.
of snow.
And I think there's a good
Missouri.
chance this is a heavy hitter up there for the Midwest and Great Lakes. We've been talking about this area more particularly this area, seeing heavy snowstorms for weeks now. This
Like
has been the
northern
area that I've said
Missouri.
is really going to flourish in the upcoming pattern, and we see that really pulling through here with this upcoming snow system. By the afternoon, or maybe more so the morning of Sunday on the 30th, we see that
Sunday.
this system is not the strongest low anymore. It's really hard to indicate. Like the lowest pressure is somewhere up here. It's not even super strong by this point, but the intensity of the low doesn't necessarily mean that there's going to be not that bad of impacts if it's not that bad of a low. It doesn't directly correlate like that. So sometimes you see bad impacts and it's a very weak low, and sometimes you see a strong low and it's not that bad. So
Yeah.
you can see some variance there. Lots of snowfall still for the Great Lakes, a lot of Canada as well. We're starting to see some of the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast, especially the interior, seeing snowfall from the system, and even likely thunderstorm activity across the deep south along this cold front that's stretching down underneath that
Yeah,
very,
my
very
family
weak
wanted
low.
me to go to
As we keep
upstate
going
New York.
towards
I
the
was like, you
overnight, this
crazy?
is
There's gonna
10
be too
p.m.
much
Eastern
snow.
on Sunday.
I don't want to be
We
going up
do
there.
see that this low moves eastward. We see mostly high elevation.
I'll go in the
northeastern
summer.
Snowfall left
I don't
over.
go in the winter.
Some lake effect snowfall starts to get going after this whole thing moves.
It would be
through.
nice
We
to
get
go
the
to
cold
see
wind
Niagara
moving
Falls
again
in the winter.
right over the lake. So those
I might
lakes
think
start
about
to
it.
get going. I can't imagine you're getting all this lake effect snowfall. Then you have a major snowstorm on the way, and then more lake effect snowfall after it. Like I'm really curious to see how much totals you guys end up with by the time we're like looking at like the first, second, third of December, because it's going to just be insane. We do see that as time
Yeah.
goes on, we're reaching towards
This is the storm.
Tuesday here morning on
This
the
is the
second.
storm that I'm
This
worried about here
next
for Connecticut.
System already setting up, very, very active here for a little bit. Obviously, the southern jet is infusing moisture into all of this. The northern jet is bringing some moisture, but mostly very rich cold air, and all that's coming together. So we can see a ton of storms, likely thunderstorms again for the deep south, as that's kind of a trend here. Some light snowfall for the Midwest and Ohio Valley, but watch how this progresses. As we keep going, this thing just continues to amp up, that low developing on the South Carolina coast for Tuesday afternoon on the 2nd. And
There's
then
one
we get
from
that
right up
low
Illinois,
offshore, and it starts
yep,
to
we
really
see.
rapidly intensify down
Oh,
to
not
995 here. And then we end up with some Ohio Valley, Mid-Atlantic, and Northeast snowfall
Connecticut.
getting going. This is Wednesday at
Woo.
1 a.m. on the 3rd, and it drops to a 993, kind of at the
Tuesday
perfect
and
location
Wednesday.
there.
Heavy snow.
Well to the southeast of Cape Cod, Nantucket, Martha's Vineyard.
Oh,
we end up with heavy
boy.
snowfall for a lot of Ohio, West Virginia. It's kind of coming to a close for them, but on the
There's a
hours
Miller B
before this, it was
nor'easter.
Pennsylvania seeing heavy snowfall, almost the entire state, New York State, a lot of
Miller
New England
B,
here.
it could be.
This could be a really heavy hitter for the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast,
snowfall.
and there's still 5 or 6 days to go.
Miller
So
A's
there is
are
time for this to
the
change
good
quite
ones
a bit.
that come
so
from
keep
the
that in
Gulf
mind.
when they
We're
come
still
up
trying to
near the
pin this
coast.
one down in the most recent
Those
trends
drop a lot of snow.
lately, because this was further
But
to the
this one, Miller
southeast in
B,
yesterday's video. We've
it's gonna
progressively
be a
seen the
great
models
start
pushing
for
this one a little
the-
bit further to the northwest. So it's a question
the
of,
winter
is it
season,
going to
and
continue
we're
to
gonna get a
tick
good-
further northwest? Is it going to stay where it's at? Or is it going to kind of revert back a little bit further to the southeast? We've got to get the fine tuning of all that kind of figured out, because it could make or break this system for a lot of areas. This is not a sure thing for anybody, so I don't want anybody getting too excited, but this is a great sign for the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. As the
And
days
it's going to be our first
confidence will go
accumulation
up,
of
though,
snow
depending on
of
what
the
we see from
season
the models.
for the
And
25
that comes to a
26
close
season.
later on the 3rd. After that, I mean, we're left with some clipper systems moving through that you can see
Yeah,
there for
some
the northern
clippers.
plains, Midwest, and Great Lakes. We get another more heavy
Get
hitter
some
clipper
snow,
system
maybe?
trying to move through. Then we do get a little bit of a warm up finally by the time we're reaching day 11, I believe it is, here on Monday the 8th. It might even be day 12 or something, which is the long range, so take it with a grain of salt. But this one does finally take us out of the Arctic pattern into something a little bit more zonal with some southeast ridge influence by the 8th. We'll have to see if that's accurate or not. But regardless, it's the 27th today. We got 3 more days of November if you don't count today. And then this would be 8 days into December. So this is very far out. And if we see
this is
cold
far
from now
out.
till the 7th, that's a huge cold and snowy pattern that we find ourselves in. We do get a coastal low right here. Again, another signal. I mean, this is far out, but we get another similar coastal system. There's just not as much cold air, so we end up with mostly all rainfall from this one on this model run, but that is a signal for a storm, and if the temperatures change, that could look a little bit differently. And then towards the end, which again, take it with a grain of salt, there's still a ton of snowfall for the western mountain ranges, and then also for the north central states, we get going again with another snow system, and it looks like we're pulling a cold front eastward again. So this would maybe show signs of us cooling back down in the east again with another Arctic blast. The GFS model is going to agree on multiple fronts. Obviously, the lake effect snowfall is going. We get this major Midwest Great Lakes Ohio Valley storm that moves through, and then we do get this more southern storm going.
Saturday,
As
Sunday,
of
we
the
might get a little
6Z
snow.
model run, which is the one we're using today. Again, I'm making this video a
But
lot
I
earlier
think
in the day than
the
typical.
Tuesday, Wednesday,
As of the
we're gonna
6Z
get snow.
overnight model run, we do end up seeing this low much closer to the coast, which leads to more rainfall for eastern Pennsylvania, New Jersey, southern New England, even southern New York here, seeing some mixing issues, with the heaviest snowfall more for the interior of the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic, as you can see.
I think he's going to be a
Now,
little bit further
before
south.
we move on with this model run, I want to show you because I do have some of the 12Z model run out. It's not completely out. I only have it out to about 200 hours, but I can see this storm on the 12Z guidance that's more updated. And what we see here is that it is a little bit further southeast.
You
We
see?
see a lot
Told
more
you.
in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, southern New York, southern New England.
It always does that. These low pressures.
So again, I'll
and look, that's going to be
go back
heavy
and forth
snow.
here, but this is the 6Z run.
We're fucked.
This is the
here for
12Z run. You can
Connecticut.
tell that it obviously ticked a little bit to the south.
It's going to be nice. Boston's going
there
to
is
get
a good
hit hard with snow.
possibility that this one is going to kind of trend back and forth, and it's not over for southern New England or eastern Pennsylvania or New Jersey. These are kind of typical model fluctuations.
I'll
that
be
you see at
ready.
days 5 and 6, and we just have to kind of
We're
work
gonna make
through
sure we
it,
got,
get through the roller coaster, and kind of
the
try to find a trend in the model guidance to figure out what's most likely
Well,
to
they
happen.
supply
So
us with
we're back
stuff
to the
here,
6Z run.
but
Let's
I
keep going
can't.
with
I
it.
can't.
That system
shovel
eventually
no
moves out. We'll
fucking
look at
snow.
the
I'm
total
crazy.
snowfall
My
later
back.
on. The interesting thing on this 6Z run is we get another instance here right around Friday the 5th. This is still within 10 days where the northern jet is dipping down and the southern jet is infusing moisture again over the deeper south. Remember, the European model didn't really have this as much, but we do see another
got
snow
my,
system get going for the lower Midwest,
therapy
lower
for
Ohio Valley,
December.
and Kentucky, and then
Because
a lot of the
there's gonna be
Mid-Atlantic,
a lot of
Virginia,
snow.
West
You
Virginia,
see, like,
Ohio,
December
Pennsylvania,
6th,
New Jersey,
and we got snow.
Maryland, DC, and then up into the Northeast as well with another coastal
So
system.
that's another
this model says, hey,
snowstorm. We're getting
we
two
don't only have to watch
snowstorms
for
next
one along
week.
the east, maybe even 2 or more. Because right here, there's not a lot
Maybe
of cold.
another
This is
one.
similar to the European model where we get another coastal system, but there's not enough cold to really bring much in the way of snowfall. And I think the European model showed something very, very similar. And similarly to the European model, for now, we end up actually with a warmer pattern after the 10th for a few days. So maybe a trend, maybe it's just too far out and the models will revert back. Who knows? But that is what both of them show. We have to kind of point out any consistencies we find. Here's the total precipitation. We can see a lot more in the west actually than before, and maybe more in the east as well. So let's just look at the anomalies. And yeah, a lot more green popping up around the nation here than yesterday. Still, some of California is pretty dry compared to normal, pretty significantly dry compared to normal, multiple inches below average over the next 15 days. But the majority of everybody here is either very slightly below average or pretty well above average, as you can see. So a little bit more precipitation for the United States as a whole on today's model run popping up. For the total snowfall on our European model,
Oh Lord, Connecticut.
what we see is
It
a
looks
ton
a little
for the mountains
dark.
west,
You can't see Connecticut.
a ton for the plains, northern Midwest. We see just basically everywhere straight from the northern plains, upper Midwest, Great Lakes, multiple feet
Northeast.
And then even the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast with that snow system rolling through, we do get a rather plowable snowfall event for a lot of these areas with multiple inches of snowfall expected. The GFS model, a little further to the southeast with it. Remember, there's 2 snowfall events in the east on this model run, but it would end up with quite a bit here. Something I do want to do here is move backwards to get rid of that second snow system. So let's just get this one right here. This is your, we'll even do you guys a favor and zoom into the east here so we can get a better look. But this is through Wednesday the 3rd here on this model. So this is the single snowstorm, and we can see the heaviest totals are inland with this one. Northern New England,
I think it's
more upstate New York, more northwestern and
like
central
the system's going to go a little bit further
southern
south.
New England, east coast of the Mid-Atlantic and stuff, they don't flourish quite as much. But let's revert it to the 12Z model run. And we can see a lot more of, again, eastern PA, New Jersey, southern New England, getting those heaviest totals, even New York City. So we are going to go back and forth. I can't tell you what's going to happen and what's not going to happen. We're still beyond that range.
Yeah.
But there's model guidance suggesting that, yes, the coast could see some snowfall. There's also some model guidance saying, but they won't. It's going to be a back and forth battle. That's how it always is at this range. Again, join the server. We'll be posting every model run. There's going to be a lot of information to go over with this one, and it's everybody's favorite discussion lately. Everybody's staying up all night talking about it. So if you want to talk about it, there's plenty of people doing it in there. Looking at the temperatures, I will say, again, we're cooler for now. We're cooler for early December. The models have trended warmer as we get closer to the 10th. Could just be a little bit of a trend that's going to go away, or it could be a solid trend that's going to actually be the case. We're going to have to watch it closely, but we're very cold here for the next few days and into the weekend as we get a second Arctic blast there, and then even a third here for the first few days of December. It's right around the 8th that we start to see that southeast ridge come into play, and it lasts through the 9th, 10th. We get a little cool down, and then we warm back up again right here for the 11th, 12th. But clearly, a massive Arctic outbreak is right on the doorstep here for this end of this model run, which again is another detail that at hours 360 should be seriously taken with a grain of salt.
But November, December, it's like the battleground before winter.
We're really cold up until about the 7th or 8th. Then we start to see warmer air moving in, but it's not permanent, and these models do trend at more Arctic air coming in after it. So it should be a temporary warm-up if the models are correct about it. The GFS model here, we're going to see some pretty good agreement. Cooldown number 1, cooldown number 2, cooldown 3 is a little bit more major than the European model. We even get a 4th here as we reach the 7th, 8th, 9th, and then we do warm up on this one as well with a little less of a sign of Arctic air on the way after it. So that is worth noting as well. The one thing I will say is that for the 27th, well, let's look at, this is going to be more critical. Let's look at the end of these ensemble runs. Let me get this one towards the end too. And what we see is that even for the 2nd through the 12th of December, so half of this is going to be for the 8th through 12th timeframe, we still see warmer air along the west, which indicates a positive PNA, and we still see Arctic air on the ensemble models. And the ensemble models are 20 to 30 members put together taking the mean average. So you get more opinions, which for the long range is great. Typically, the ensemble models thrive at like the day 5 through 15 timeframe, like we're looking at right here, compared to what we would call the operational models, which is the GFS and ensemble models. Or sorry, the GFS and the European models. This is the ensemble model. We do see a little bit of signs of the southeast ridge, but nothing crazy. Mostly just cold air continuing for the 2nd through the 12th. And this is the European ensemble model. Here's the GEFS, which is the GFS ensemble model. And same thing, really good agreement here. We have warmer air along the west, Arctic air still moving into the east, and that southeast ridge still a little bit present for the very, very deep southeast. What this tells me is that until we see the ensemble models change their mind about the cold air in the long range, I'm not pressing the panic button. Obviously, it's nothing to panic about anyway, but I'm not even really buying into the warmer pattern around the 8th, 10th, 12th, that kind of time frame until I see some strong ensemble guidance suggesting that. So I urge you to do the same. With all that stuff being said, again, happy Thanksgiving to all of you. I'm thankful for all of you guys, and that is, I'm so thankful today. I feel like I'm in a great mood, and it's mostly because of you guys. I love making these videos. I've gotten to do it for so many years, and hopefully I will be able to do it for so much longer because I love it so much. Hope you guys have a great day. Hope you guys eat some awesome food. And I will see you guys tomorrow.
Definitely got to keep an eye out for the weather because I just have a feeling it's just gonna fucking snow, and I'm gonna try to get some footage of it. Trying to get some recorded footage. I just gonna see how I'm gonna end up doing this. Yeah, I gotta figure it out. I'll figure it out and try to get some recorded footage of the snow. And it's our first snowfall for the season, for the 25-26 season, and it's our first accumulation like snowfall. And I'm looking forward to it. I really am. It's something that I really, 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 really enjoy is when it snows. When it snows, it really comes down and it's like, it's wild. So, yeah. Let's see here. And what I got one last video here for the night, and I'm not gonna end like the show without having at least one paranormal video for tonight. So let's jump right to the paranormal video and enjoy.
Yo, Brooks, what's up? So I did a little research on scary places in the area and whatnot. Check out a place, dude. It's called Penhurst Asylum. It looks really creepy. It's a bunch of people that were like, I don't know, mentally handicapped or something like that. That's like what it was. It was for those kind of people back when they cared much less about them anyways. But yeah, check it out on Google, and something that you're down to do, let me know. You're always welcome to stay at my place, obviously. So yeah, let me know. Get me back. Yeah.
This is easily one of the saddest stories of children with mental disorders you could probably come across. Penhurst Asylum was opened for children with epilepsy and mental disorders in 1908, and by 1913, it was extremely overpopulated. Penhurst stated these children with disabilities were unfit for civilization and posed a threat to society. Eventually, unfit parents would just dump off their children they no longer wanted to the asylum, whether they were mentally challenged or not. This caused an overwhelmingly large amount of patients with a shortage of staff. Oftentimes, children were neglected, starved, uncared for, and simply because there was not enough staff on board to help. Many children died in these buildings due to negligence and poor care of the asylum. The asylum was exposed in the 1960s when Bill Baldini ran a 5-episode TV special showing the cruel treatment to the children. One child asked, if you could have anything in the whole entire world to fill your heart's desire, what would you want? She said to get out of Penhurst. Another employee was caught on film saying that they wanted to inject a patient with a chemical that would cause the most discomfort possible without killing the patient. At this point, it was inevitable that the building would be shut down, but it took almost 20 years fighting legalities to actually close it. The asylum has been abandoned since and is said to hold many spirits of the children and patients who died on the premises. Disgustingly enough, one of the buildings on the premise has been used as a haunted attraction for many years now in Pennsylvania, where people come and use the place as a haunted house and party and listen to loud music and sell drinks, of where something so horrible and so cruel was done to so many different children. However, while one house is being used as a haunted house, the rest of them are left untouched and abandoned. And that's what we will be exploring tonight, the abandoned halls of Penhurst Asylum.
We're just going to go over a couple things with you guys real quick before we start our adventure, show you what we're using, and then we'll jump on into the video.
An EMF reader, used to detect electromagnetic fields and alert us of any paranormal presence. Digital voice recorders, used to ask questions to spirits, and sometimes what the ears can't hear, the digital recorder can. PSB-11 Spirit Box. Scanning through radio frequencies, it oftentimes allows spirits to come through using radio signals so we can hear voices on the other end. Action cameras to walk through the hallways and see if we pick up anything on camera that the eyes don't catch. And some cheap walkie-talkies anytime that we're separated in the building, we can still communicate with one another. Let's go. What is going on, guys? So we've been walking around Pennhurst Asylum now for about an hour, hour and a half. We've been using the EMF meters. We really haven't picked up much on the EMF readers. It beeped like maybe once when we were walking around, but we didn't have the cameras rolling. And it wasn't really enough for us to feel like that would be a sign or a signal. We asked the spirits and the ghosts to communicate with us several times, and they did not communicate after that using the EMF readers with any kind of electromagnetic force or anything like that.
You guys hear that? You didn't do anything.
Yeah, they kind of wimped out on us, but we've got a couple other tests now that we're going to do right now with you guys, and we're going to try the spirit box in this room. Now, if you see behind us, it's completely abandoned. I've shown you guys plenty of B-roll footage walking around what this place looks like. It's completely falling apart. And right now, Steve and I are actually the only ones in this section of the building. So any kind of activity or any kind of things that come through on the digital recordings definitely are not going to be coming from other people because we're here by ourselves. Hello.
Thank God.
Hello. It's just us. So we're going to try the spirit box right now. Let's do it.
Go.
All right, so in this next clip, we turned the spirit box on, but we didn't start scanning for frequencies, so we weren't even communicating yet, trying to get the spirits to talk or anything like that. However, there is a temperature meter on this spirit box, so if it goes up or down, if the temperature increases or decreases, you'll be able to see it. So I was having deja vu for a second, and this wasn't even supposed to be on camera. But as we were talking about me having deja vu, which was just kind of weird, the temperature meter started going up or down. This was super, super creepy. I mean, it really, really happened. And I'm just going to let you guys see the full clip right now. How creepy that angle is. I had deja vu just. Like I've been here telling you, look how creepy that angle looks. Look, this spirit box, just like that.
Maybe this is we were at our house and the tables look like this?
No.
You felt like deja
I
vu?
felt like, I don't know, like in my head, I felt like I've told you this before.
Yeah.
Right here. And like, we had an argument about it. It was weird, dude. I felt temperatures going up a little bit.
No.
But why would it be getting hot? Because it's fucking freezing in here. Just went +1.
Yeah, but whether it's hot or cold, the fluctuation is still fluctuation.
No, it's moving. Temperature's moving.
0 to 1 degrees.
Okay, maybe it's gonna go down now. All right, I'm gonna have to turn that off.
Is that on the camera on that?
Yeah, the camera's definitely on it. You guys? Yeah. All right, guys. So this is picking up the temperature reading right now, and what I can tell you is that it's freezing in here.
Yo, it's moving. Let's back up. Let's back up. Oh,
listen, guys. Listen, guys. It's freezing in here right now. Whoa. It's cold. We're in Pennsylvania. And this thing right here should be dropping degrees. However, it's going up degrees, as in it's getting hotter. And we don't have any like light source on it. That's crazy. It should be going down.
Or at least staying even. I don't know about going up. If you're here, can you make it a little warmer? We're really cold.
Yeah, we would love to. I mean, you're
doing it. Whatever you're doing, they're doing it
up. They're moving it up.
Shit, dude.
They're moving it up.
Dude, that's actually fucking creepy.
That means it's getting hotter, dude. So
thank you. Keep doing it.
Yeah, we really do.
Make it a little warmer.
We really do appreciate you adjusting this temperature for us. You know what? If you could just go up one more, we would love that, because that would definitely show us that you're here. I saw it go down a little bit, but can you move it to the +4 for us, please?
You see where it says +4? Light that button up. Make it warmer in here. We'll be able to tell.
You're doing a great job.
Yeah, whatever you're doing, keep on doing it.
That's never happened.
I know.
That's never happened.
I feel like I'm waiting for you to tell me I'm fucking with you.
No.
I feel like I know it's not gonna happen.
I've never seen it do that, and I also I'm kind of excited.
Wow, fucking Christ, dude! You know what?
I'm excited now,
dude.
I'm excited now,
dude. This is on camera, right? Like with this fucking recording?
Yeah, guys.
Oh my God!
This is actually moving up 4 degrees right now from where it was before. It's never done this, not one single time.
We've had it indoors, outdoors.
We've had it in all fucking places.
We've had it outdoors.
And the thing is, like I was mentioning before, it's freezing in here because there's no air conditioning, there's no electricity. This is an abandoned building. I think the temperature right now in Pennsylvania is like 50 degrees.
And here's the thing. If it was our breath or something like that, it would have went back down by now. It would not have kept going up.
And I asked the spirits to move it to number 4, and they definitely moved it to number 4. I shouldn't be talking.
I think they're going to try to move it again, but I want you guys to see the temperature thing on here so that you know I'm not just fucking with you. Thank you. Keep going. Keep doing it. Don't be shy. We ain't here to do nothing harmful. We just want you to keep moving that temperature.
If you can move it, if you can move it to 5, we will find a way to communicate with you. We can communicate through the spirit box. If you can move it to 5, we will find a way to communicate with you. We can communicate through the spirit box. Once we start doing the radio sweep, your voice can be heard, and we can understand you better. Can you make it move just a little bit more?
What's it on right now?
It's on 4. It just put it to 5. When I said, can you make it move a little bit more?
Thank you.
It just moved it to 5. Thank you very much.
This is legit.
Thank you very, very
This
much.
is fucking legit. We have it on fucking camera.
Yeah, we do.
We have it on camera.
Yes, we do.
Thank you. Oh my God. How are we gonna build it up? It goes up more.
If that's as high as it'll go, dude.
They already moved to a temp reset. We're gonna reset the temperature.
No. I want to try to communicate with him now.
Okay.
So let's do.
All right. Yeah. We said we talked to you. We're gonna keep our promise.
I'm gonna turn the temperature off, so don't be discouraged. Don't be upset. We are very, very happy with the fact that you have moved the temperature for us so far. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start sweeping these stations now.
Try to talk through the radio waves or whatever it is you use that you think would go through a radio wave. We've seen it happen before, so I think hopefully you know what you're doing.
You've already done an amazing job communicating with us so far. If you could say something, what is your name? I'm gonna slow the sweep down a little bit.
As soon as I slowed down the sweep, I heard a whisper come through and I couldn't tell what it was, but as I played it back, it sounds like "Leave us alone."
All right, we're gonna start off just so it's easier for you with yes and no questions. And if you can answer them yes or no, or give us a sign for this, that'll be a starting point. All right. So let's start. Are you here with us? Are you the one that played with the temperature? Are you able to make the temperature increase?
The ghost is like,
Who are you?
"Bitch, I told you to leave me alone."
I heard a whisper in there.
Okay, right there when Steve was asking, "Who are you?" I heard a whisper from there and I couldn't make it out while we were doing the session. However, when I'm playing it back right now, it sounded like it said, "Are you Steve?" in a whispering voice. And I'm going to play it like 4 times in a row and increase the volume. And I want to know if you guys can hear it too. Put your headphones on. Let me know what you think. I slowed it down as much as I could and increased the volume, and that's what I'm hearing is, "Are you Steve?" Listen once more.
I heard a whisper in there. I did too. What's that speaking voice?
Just try stations trying to come through. Okay. All right. We're going to ask you again. Are you here with us? Yes or no? I already know that you're here with us, so that's kind of a rhetorical question. Can you tell us your name? Now's your chance. Don't be afraid.
Again, another whisper came through the static that I couldn't make out, and now it sounds like I see something.
I think you heard something, right? Like a whisper. Do you know, we heard about the dude that lived or died here. How about a janitor named King? You know, he lived here. We heard he was an asshole, but, do you know anything about him?
I changed frequencies on the spirit box, and as I was asking if there was anybody here with us, I did hear a voice come through and say hello. And then when Steve asked again, "You want to know your name?" I feel like it asked him again, "Are you Steve?" But this time it sounded like a deeper whisper. Listen to this next clip.
All right, I'm giving you guys one more shot with this. I know we know you're trying to talk. Try to say something loud. Can you please communicate a little bit louder? Let's start off with a name. A name is a good way to introduce yourself. What's your name? We'll start. Casey and Steve. 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 I'm Casey. I'm Steve. Who are you?
So this is the second time that I picked up a voice whispering, "Are you Steve?" And at that point in time is when we actually introduced ourselves, saying, "Hi, I'm Steve. I'm Casey." And then after that, we didn't get any more whispers coming through that session in this room. So I feel like they just wanted to know Steve's name. And once we introduced ourselves, whoever or whatever was in the room with us disappeared.
It's never gone up on its own anytime that we've tested it at the house.
How many hours have we put into that so far?
We put like 4 hours into that thing, experimenting with it in different locations.
Different settings, everything.
Different settings. Tons of people get all sorts of activity out here. We're going to try to move it to a different location now. We're going to try to bring some different equipment over there, and we're going to see if we get any other readings.
Let me tell you something. Yeah. Casey, who I'm going to say was more skeptic than me. The look in his face when that damn thing is moving, I don't think you can tell from the camera, he fucking was scared. Or at least was fucking believing it for a minute.
All right, guys, so we're in another room. We're just going to do a quick EMF sweep and see if we pick up anything.
So this next segment really freaked both of us out, and I'm a little bit upset that Steve was not in shot the whole time, because if he was in the camera the whole time, then we could have verified that he did not touch his neck. But while we were searching the room with the EMFs looking for electromagnetic waves, Steve ended up with a mark on his neck. So check this out.
You know, those little kids that were here, your little kids, they're not playing with us, they're looking to play with you.
Now, we know that you can communicate through energy because you already moved the temperature on the spirit box, and I would just like you to make this device beep at any given time that you would like. While we're in here using these devices, can you please make them beep? Dude, mine beeped, I think.
So the things with these EMF ghost readers is that if you have the volume all the way turned down, it'll still flash red when it picks up a reading. I actually made the mistake here, which you'll see in a moment. I was looking in the camera display and saw the record button blinking, and I thought it was the device in my hand.
Oh, you know what? No, it didn't. No, it didn't. I think that I saw the red.
Oh, right.
From the recording, and I thought it was, yeah.
So when you saw the flash, were you looking at that, or were you looking at your
I was looking at that.
Okay, that's.
So I thought.
I mean, we'll check, but.
Yeah, no. I figured these people.
You playing with us, ghosts?
Also, I'd like to add in the fact that I know how this would look to a viewer, because if I was watching this video, I would think the same thing. We both went out of frame for a minute. We were just kind of exploring the whole room, and I found a room that had a black hole in the door, and it kind of freaked me out. And we were talking about it and stuff, but that was around the time that I noticed Steve had 3 scratches on his neck, and I'm hoping that you guys will at least hear in his tone of voice how actually freaked out he was when I noticed that he had marks on his neck. Now, he swears that he did not touch his neck the whole time, and yes, we were out of camera, so like I said, I get how that looks, but I'm just going to let you guys see the footage.
Painted, like, no, I thought it was like a black glass.
Yeah.
When I touched it, my arm.
I've been before, so I know.
Oh, just have your arm in it?
Yeah, you scratched your neck.
Don't fuck with the fucking scratch, dude.
You got 3 long.
Don't fuck with me. Come here, dude. Do not fuck with me.
Come here. I swear to fucking God, if you're fucking lying, I'm
Look in the camera. Come here. Get down. Come lower.
All right, stop right there. Turn towards the camera without moving.
Just move my head.
Well, yeah, you see it.
It looks like you're scratching your neck, bro.
Dude, I don't f***ing go out like this.
You need to scratch. Let me take a picture of it and I'll show you.
Take a picture, please. I'm not. I don't know. And there's no way.
Let me see. Turn your head. Let me make sure my flash is on. Hold on. Look.
Dude, that's fucking scary. That is because you know what? If I was scratching my fucking neck,
yeah,
I wouldn't scratch like. Would you scratch your neck like this?
No.
Dude, that's fucking scary. I don't know how I feel right now.
All right, well,
we're not doing the fucking Ouija board. Fuck that.
While we're doing the EMFs, I noticed Steve has 3 scratches down the side of his neck, and I asked him if he was scratching his neck.
I don't feel them burning. I don't feel burning.
He said no, but it's kind of a very strange pattern, and I want to just show you guys. I know I just like got him close to the camera, but I want to show you guys the picture that I just took real quick. And
I was gonna say, listen,
you could see pretty clearly on his neck. It's almost like 3 scratches.
Like even. It's like they're all the same.
3 scratches in a row. Maybe by a chance he was scratching his neck and didn't realize it while we were walking or something.
Did somebody scratch me?
Somebody scratched his neck.
Is that a bitch move?
Make it beep if somebody scratched his neck. Or did he do it himself?
Did I do it myself?
Did he do it himself while he wasn't paying attention?
I did it myself. Give me another sign or something.
Anything? You beeped the minute.
And this pisses me off because I feel like I want to say I guarantee I didn't do that at all.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't know for 100% sure because I don't remember every second of the whole day.
Yeah.
But here's what I would say. I'm nervous about it. Like not joking.
Are you?
Yeah, I am.
Tell the camera. Come here.
Okay, right.
Get down in the shot.
Okay.
Talk to him.
I've been watching ghost and all that stuff for a long time. All right. Every time I see someone that talks about they have a scratch or whatever, I don't care what they say, how believable they are, any kind of backstory. I'm like, they're fucking lying. They scratch themselves. These fucking things, whatever they are, I fucking swear. And I don't know. You're gonna believe me or not. I didn't fucking scratch my neck. Like, if I was gonna fucking prank you guys or prank whatever, it wouldn't be 3 scratches. It'd probably be something a little more subtle where you can like be like, oh, that's really cool. What is it? This is fucking blatantly obvious to where it's like, if I'm faking, I'm a bad fucking faker. That's fucking.
And it's almost like
it's like 3. If I'm gonna scratch my neck, it was like I could do it 3 fingers right down the fucking thing and not. It's
All right, so I guess we're gonna just try to finish up this EMF session.
Fuck EMF. We gotta start talking about it. I want to see what's going on.
All right, let's get the spirit box. Time to communicate.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're trying to,
I'm trying to get them to see if they can make it burn. At least make it. That would make me
all right,
know it's real.
We're gonna get the spirit box.
So I'm trying to, of course, when if you believe something or you see something, you're like, man, how are we gonna get them to believe it, right? Making it's not camera tricks. We have this thing fucking rolling the whole time. And I'm pretty sure we stayed within frame.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna, and the thing that it's starting to fade. That's what Casey's telling me. It's starting to fade. So if it's starting to fade, that means it has to be kind of recent. Within the past 35 minutes, so which is about how long we've been in here. So if it fades, that means it's recent. If it's recent, I'll be on camera. And if I don't touch my neck for the entire 35 minutes, like it's probably gonna freak me the out more than it is you.
Yeah, I believe you.
That's the only I can think.
You don't need to prove yourself
your neck,
anymore.
so we're gonna figure it out when we watch the.
Dude, if I fucking scratch my neck,
Okay,
I don't say other than I would not try to play this out as long as I'm gonna play this out. I'm gonna play this shit out with you until you leave tomorrow. Okay. I'm gonna talk about this until you leave or you get a picture of me scratching my neck.
All right, fair enough.
You guys got this?
Thought I heard a little voice come through while Steve was talking. Do you not like Steve for some reason because he's been trying to provoke you all night?
Yeah, scratch his neck.
You want me to stop talking here? There was something between this day. You want me to go home?
Yo, that's the same noise all over here. What the was that, dude? Did you guys hear that?
So Steve is obviously freaked out at this point after having the scratches on his neck, but he definitely heard the same thing I heard. It was like a pattern. And the thing is with these radio frequencies, it scans through different stations in reverse. And also it's supposed to stop on any kind of station that doesn't have a radio signal. So it's supposed to be just static. And we heard a pattern playing over and over, and I can't make out any words to it. It sounds like a chant almost. It's like 3 syllables in a row, and it does it 3 times in a row. I'm going to play it to you guys again. Maybe you guys will be able to hear it. But the strange thing is that when this pattern happened, the temperature did move up again. And also, you're about to hear another pattern, and it sounds like a woman laughing, and it actually froze me and Steve in our tracks, but the temperature was also moving at the same time that this pattern came through as well. So I'm going to play both of them for you right now.
Yo, that's the same noise all over here. What the f was that, dude? Did you guys hear that? So that's how I usually hear, like, when it's on TV and shit. That's usually the speed I hear it at. Really? Yeah. The one you just had it at before. Like that. Is that way? If it's, you guys hear that? Is that way? If it's, you guys hear that?
So this was our last attempt with the spirit box. We played with it for about 10 to 15 more minutes, and we didn't get anything else coming through. These were the only 2 things that we captured this time.
Yeah, your friend's too hyper. He needs to calm down a little bit.
So as we were walking from one building to the next, we had to pass by a little playground. Most of the children with disabilities had free roam to the campus when they were outside of their bunks, and they used to play on the playground a lot. We definitely picked up some activity. It was pitch black out. It had to be at least 3:30, maybe 4 a.m. in the morning when we were moving from one building to the next. And Steve's EMF reader started going crazy. We just got a little footage of that, and then there was nothing else that we got after that quick encounter. But there was no electricity anywhere near us. There was no kind of current. It was definitely something that the EMF detector was picking up without us being near any source of electricity. Check this out.
Moved around still. We're basically in the middle of nowhere. Put it down towards the ground. No. Up. Now it's done.
Dude, it's fucking creepy.
It's that one spot, right?
It didn't move. It was here, and then wherever I would go, it would start here, and now it's right here. I don't know.
And just like that, it was gone. It was moving around on the walkway with us, and it disappeared, and we didn't get any kind of readings at all after that outside.
Wow.
So this ball right here is completely flat. There's no air in it, so it doesn't really roll. It's kind of like decompressed down on the ground. We're going to try to see if we can talk to the spirits and get it to move. So I'm going to turn the camera a little bit so you guys can see more. Me and Steve are going to go behind it and see if we could get some communication. All right, so here we are in your building. If you just make it move just a little bit, just to let us know that you're here with us. You might be tired. You might not want to hang out anymore. Maybe you've done all you can for the evening. But if you can give us anything, a little push, maybe move the bear. Want to give it a shot? They like your voice.
No, the diamonds like my voice. These are kids. I don't know.
Maybe kids like it.
I don't know what to say. You made the ball move earlier, right? If you want us to leave because you're tired or you don't want to play anymore, then give us a sign.
All right, pause. Steve just said, if you don't want to play with us anymore, or if you want us to leave, give us a sign. Within 30 seconds after saying that, Asylum security members went around telling everybody that was on the premises they had to leave. I did stop the camera because nothing was happening in this room, and Steve felt like he had a runny nose. And we took that as a good sign that we should wrap it up for this evening. Most of our camera batteries were already drained, so check this next clip out. Let me see it. Turn it. And that's coming from where?
My nose.
Let me see the back of your hand. You just wiped your nose.
Yeah.
Let me see your nose. Look up.
Yeah, buddy.
You have an official nosebleed.
This is the thing I do the most. I go like this. I don't know how to fake a fucking nosebleed. Like, I didn't even know it was bleeding until I felt like it's a little bit of moisture in my nose. I thought it was just like a runny nose, something like that.
Yeah.
So I went like this, and then when we came in here, I just happened to go like this, and it was all red. So I started going like this to like get rid of it off my finger.
Yeah.
And then
Even talking to security after we left, that's who you heard speaking in the background right now when we were finishing up that scene. They said that it is a very, very bad idea to ever provoke spirits or any kind of presence in a haunted location. And when we did start this video, Steve was trying to provoke spirits, just trying to see if we could get any kind of activity. And I'm just going to take it as they didn't really like that. So anybody watching this video who plans on doing some ghost hunting, ghost encounters, you should probably be nice to the spirits that you're there to speak to. I would love to know what you guys think down below in the comments. Drop a line. Happy almost Halloween. Hit that thumbs up button if you.
All right, so that's the end of that one. That was pretty creepy. Yeah, don't provoke them. I mean, talk to them. Tell them, lay down the rules, lay down the law. They could come and go, but don't fuck around with me. It's like, especially if you live in a building where a lot of people live and a lot of people have died before. And there's a lot of paranormal activity. Be nice to them, but that be, not stern, but like let them know, and don't be scared, and everything will be all right. I dealt with spirits throughout my life. I had an apartment that was pretty much had a lot of paranormal activity. That was in Florida. That was in South Florida, where like I talked about it so many times, but that apartment was really, really freaky. When I moved from there, everything was like okay. It was like night and day. It was like when I moved from North Miami Beach to Miramar, Florida, it was like whoa, like the energy felt different. It wasn't dark. It wasn't dull. It was like it had like I felt like more alive than my last apartment. My last apartment was just horrible down in Florida. But listen, everything happens for a reason. Life happens for a reason. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. I hope you spent a good amount of time with friends and family. Me, I spent with my friends. My friends, like they cook, they threw down, and holy smokes, it was so good. It's so good that I'm ready to go to bed tonight, and I'm already getting tired. So I'm wrapping up the show. I want to say thank you again, and have a good morning, good afternoon, and a good night. And I'll catch you on the flip side. I'll be back on tomorrow for the Black Friday. And see and share what if you did go shopping. I'm contemplating on going to Best Buy tomorrow. I'm not going at 6 a.m. because that's when the time they're opening tomorrow. Walmart, everyone, the Black Friday sales starts at 6 a.m. Are we going to see videos of people going crazy and running into the stores? I'm pretty sure there's going to be an incident where a lot of kids go and ransack or maybe a Walmart or something and just grab stuff and just run out. Like shit like that might happen. Just be careful tomorrow if you are participating in the Black Friday sales. I will go, but after my appointments, because I got physical therapy tomorrow, and I'll be at Best Buy like around 9 in the morning. I'm not going to be rushing over there, but I will make my way there and see what they have, and possibly check out Walmart too, see what their televisions. I know they can have the televisions at a good price, I'm sure. And the television that I want it's like pretty big, so I just gotta figure it out, and we'll see what's up. So, all right, guys, I'm going to bed. You should too. And happy Thanksgiving for those in America, because it's an American thing. So happy Thanksgiving, the rest of the world. Good night. I appreciate you guys for watching. Leave a like, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.